Hi guys, and welcome to this faction discussion video. And today we're going to talk about the Yin Brotherhood. And I have something with the flagship. And I think if you watch the faction guide, then I have already recorded parts of that video.
What?
Yes.
Before the discussion
video. But that's because it's mostly facts about the faction and not how to play it. So that's the important part we get into here. I forgot what I wanted to say about the flagship, but I think it's a special flagship, and but you will see that in the faction guide as well. And I hope you will.
I think we will cover it here also.
Otherwise, I think we should just not do it if we don't cover the flagship. Yes, and welcome to you, Toft. It's awesome to have you. I was almost inviting you. Welcome in your own house.
Yeah.
But we are at the annex, the real gaming cave.
In the real gaming cave. Again.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And
thanks for having me here.
Yeah. You are so welcome. It was good you could come. And you also gave me a good point about the Codex update, because there were a lot of updates to Yin Brotherhood compared to the base game, and then Prophecy of Kings came out, and then we have the 3 Codex updates, and I don't remember which of the Codex updates.
I think it's Codex 3.
It's in Codex 3, yeah, probably. So we're talking about the Omega version of the Yin Brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have this loosely defined agenda. So we want to talk about what to accomplish in the first round, what strategy cards to try and get also in the first round, probably also throughout the game. Strengths and weaknesses about the faction, and how to win. And Toft also gave me a teaser about the hero that could potentially be some good points about the hero as well. So I'm very curious about that. Yeah. Cool. Oh, and technologies. We'll also talk about some technologies. Yes, definitely. But I think we should just get started with what to accomplish in round 1. Yeah. And now I did the full introduction, so I think you should have
I'm allowed
to say something.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Yin Brotherhood has a good starting fleet to accomplish something in the first round. They have 2 carriers and 4 infantry, a destroyer, and some fighters.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many.
Yeah.
But you have the capacity to take 2 systems near your home system. So do that.
Yeah.
So you are not. You should not try to build the second carrier or something like that. So you're not dependent on any other or specific strategy cards to gain those 2 planet system adjacent to your home system. So that's the basic to accomplish in the first round. As Yin, I would like to get the commander unlocked very fast. So if you can position yourself to use to unlock your commander, you unlock your commander by using one of your faction abilities, either indoctrination or devotion. Yes. So either a space combat related or a ground combat related faction ability.
Yeah.
I think it's important to go for the commander unlock at least in the second round. So if you some way can position yourself in the first round to have a good opportunity to unlock your commander either in first round or at least as something at the first in the second round, try that. That's the 2 main things for me in the first round.
Yeah, I completely agree with the starting units. So we got the basics in place, and then it's just a matter of trying to get even more out of the first round. So get some planets, try to build up your economy, or produce some more units, so you are even stronger in the beginning of round 2.
Yeah.
So I think that's a luxury with Yin, that you have the bases in place.
Yeah.
I also totally agree with unlocking the commander, and I think you can do it two ways. Either try to negotiate a deal with them, compensate them for the unit they will lose, or just make an enemy from the beginning of the game. Yeah. I guess that's the two ways to unlock him as soon as possible.
Yeah, and it's you have a green prerequisite, and you can take anything you want from the game board.
Yes.
When you sacrifice an infantry.
Yeah.
And it's at the start of the game. I think it's a green prerequisite. I would go for the other thing where you can check whatever is on the board. Yeah, you are dependent on the other checks, and there's not so many checks in the first or second round. So it's primarily the green text keep I'm looking for, because I would really like to have to take Yen Spinner in the second round.
Yes.
And yeah, we will get into that in the tech path, but that's the main reason why I want to get the commander unlocked as soon as possible, because I want the Yen Spinner teched in the second round.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's just like the rule motivator. You want it as early as possible to get as much value from it as possible during the game.
Yeah.
So, we have some visitors outside the window trying to get our attention. This is something we need to do something about.
Nope.
Let's just continue with the strategy cards then.
Yeah.
And let's just take them in order as we do. So we'll start with leadership. And
we talk first round now, right? And then we take later in the game.
Yes. So strategy cards for the first round. Yes. What are our thoughts about that? And I can start with leadership, and then you can say, what do you think?
Yeah.
And overall, leadership is a good strategy card to get in round one. And when I say overall, that's because I don't think Yin specifically benefits extra from it. It's just always good to get some more command tokens available. So it's not my top pick, but if I end up with leadership, then that's just fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think leadership is a good card for Yin. Tokens. They need them, and we'll get into that later. So I think leadership is a good pick in the first round.
Yes.
Not a top 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's up there. Yeah.
Diplomacy. Not in the first round.
No. Not even
no.
with the home planet, a 4 resource, 4 influence, and then you have a second good one.
Yeah, it's. I have not written it as one of my top picks in the first round. No. But I see we have a good home system.
Yeah,
I totally agree. So you could end up with 7 resource planets if you have a 3 resource. So yeah, I agree. But there's other strategy cards I would rather have.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And
what do you think about diplomacy then?
I was considering exactly because of the home system and possibly another good planet, so we could get that extra influence or resources. But that's the only reason. And then again, as often as being said, most of the other players will almost benefit as much as you do when you pick diplomacy. So it gives maybe a small advantage for Yin in round one, but it's not my top pick. But it's not something I would say absolutely no to either.
No, it is the resources, but what I want to accomplish in the first round is not dependent of diplomacy.
Nope.
So as you said, any other race gets the same value, but when it doesn't fill up any holes, I don't want to take it.
No.
We have the 4 resource planet, as you said, and then we can buy tech. So that's fine. We can buy tech without have to diplomacy. So if we want that, we can do it without diplomacy, and we don't need the second carrier and stuff like that. So it doesn't fill up any hole.
No.
Let someone else take it.
Yeah. Good points. Yes.
What about politics?
Politics, yeah. It's not in my top list unless we want to go for some Megatol take in round 2. But otherwise, I don't think I would go for politics.
Nope.
As Jen.
Me neither.
No.
No.
Easy.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yes. What do you think of construction?
Nope.
I agree.
I would like to have the second space dog out sometime during the game, probably in the first round or second round, but not that much to take construction.
No.
Unless there's, of course, a public objective or something like that. But if you see away from that, then nope. Not construction.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trade?
Yeah. I think that's a good candidate, even though we are a 2 commodity faction. But probably because it's actually some of the same reasons as diplomacy. But I also see your point about it's not really filling up any holes, so you don't truly need those extra trade goods. But they are always helpful to have, and we want to use our indoctrination faction ability, and trade goods can also be used as influence. So it could be a way to keep other players from attacking you, because if they can see you have the trade goods, then you can use the indoctrination faction ability, and then they have to bring extra infantry to take a planet from you. So as a deterrent, and it's nice to have. So I think it is in the top part of my selection.
I'm glad you ended there. It sounded almost like the trade wasn't a good pick for you, but you ended where I stand.
Yes.
I think it's maybe not a top 2 pick, but yeah, up there because of the ability to being able to indoctrinate anytime. If you have used all your influence planets on on command tokens or whatever, you always have if you have some trade goods, then you can always indoctrinate.
Yes.
So for banking up and for later uses with the hero, we'll come into that. So trade goods, I think, is really nice to have for Yin as indoctrination possibility.
Yeah.
So I think trade is a good pick.
Yeah.
Also in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a little painful when we only have 2 commodities. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And then, well, at least in my opinion, an interesting one, warfare.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I have gone back and forth. The reason why I would take warfare is because I would be able to indoctrinate, unlock my commander in the first round.
Yes.
But if I indoctrinate, then I have to use influence, and then I can't buy the green tech I also need. So there should be a possibility to use my devotion with my 1 destroyer, something like that. So it's more dependent, because you could maybe more easily in the start of the second round use your indoctrination where you have more planets and influence. So use your home system to buy a green tech in the first round, and then use your indoctrination as some of the first thing in the second round before tech pops. So yeah, I have thought about warfare, but then it's only devotion that could come in play, because I need to buy the green tech. So situational, but yeah, I've also thought about warfare. In that perspective, you could also just get your 3 planet systems.
Yeah.
Or get closer to Megatol.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah. I was thinking about an aggressive play, and then move your carrier towards one of the neighbors, then unlock the system and move the carrier and the destroyer and a couple of infantry, and move it into the system adjacent to their home system if they have a juicy planet there. And then we can use or sacrifice the destroyer to unlock the commander, take the planets, and then they, well, if you want, never give that planet back to that neighbor. But it is aggressive play, but it's doable, and yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very dependent on who the neighbor is, and are we playing for having fun, or are we playing as part of a...
I would not go. I will not go that route. That's a bit too aggressive in the first round.
It is very aggressive in the first round. Yeah.
And if you don't indoctrinate, then your infantry is not better than your opponent. So if you don't indoctrinate, then a 50-50, and then you have an enemy for life.
You will have an enemy. Yeah, definitely. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So yeah, dependent, but could be a interesting pick for Yin.
Yeah, it could be.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Then we have technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is also a good pick. I am going back and forth because we have the 4 resources in the home planet, so we can get a tech if somebody else takes it. So I'm not sure if it's my top pick, but we really want that Yin spinner. So if nobody else takes technology, then I would probably go for it, and then we could have the first green tech, and then we could get Yin spinner in round 2. So without mentioning what I would research, it comes later, right?
Yeah, agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think that tech is a top pick just to get it out there, and then use the resources for something else. So
yeah, then you can both get a tech and some more units out.
Yeah. Some more devotion units out, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So tech is a top pick for me in the first round.
Yeah. Cool. And then we have Imperial.
Yeah.
Is that the usual no, or do you have a?
It is.
It is the usual no.
Yeah. So, what is a top 3 pick for you in the first round?
I would say trade or technology are my 2 top picks. Then I think it's interesting with warfare, but really, if we are playing just casual game with friends, having fun, then I don't think that would be the right move. At least not to take that planet adjacent to the host system. Then it should be to go for Megator Rex.
Yeah.
But it's not really. Actually, I think in our games we rarely pick warfare in round 1. I think that becomes more and more rare. Actually.
Yeah.
So my 3rd pick, probably leadership, I guess. I haven't made a top 3 list, but I would say trade and technology is my top 2. And then the 3rd one, I guess that depends on the game.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very open for Yin. What about
Maybe
you?
for the first time, I agree.
We're sitting down. Yay!
Yeah. Leadership, trade, and tech is also my top 3.
Yeah.
And as you also mentioned, warfare. Not to slaughter my neighbor, but to position myself to being able to indoctrinate one of my neighbors in the second round. They could distant or something like that.
That's also a good place to go. Yes, with warfare. Yeah, definitely.
So just for that.
Yeah.
Not to be aggressive in the first round, but stand so that I relatively easily can indoctrinate as my first move in the second round. So I get the command unlocked and before tech.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
So yeah. We agree?
Cool. Yeah.
Should we take something about strategy cards for the rest of the game?
Yeah. It sounds like you already got something ready. So let's hear it.
I have got take away. And then I have written down leadership, trade, and imperial.
Yeah.
Imperial, because I think we are a pretty decent, not decent, but a good faction to hold Megator Rex.
Yes.
We'll get into that later. And trade, as we have mentioned, we like the trade goods to being able to indoctrinate even if we have used all our planets. And leadership, because we like the tokens and primarily when we pop our hero, it's convenient if almost any other player have passed, so it can be useful.
Yeah.
So in that way, I like leadership.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will cover that when we talk about the hero. But
Yeah.
The heroes are more potent if we have a lot of tokens to being able to use it when almost any other have passed.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my 3 go-to in the later round.
During the game.
Yeah, during the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. So we can talk about strengths and weaknesses for Yin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mention a few of each.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can go first.
Yes.
And I definitely think that Yin is really, really good at both taking and holding planets, as you just mentioned with Megator Rex. But I also think that, yes, it's good to be strong in ground combat, but I think it's rarely there the game is won. So I also think that because most of their faction abilities are related to ground combat, then I also see that a little bit as a weakness for them. They don't have any. They have the flagship that is pretty potent, but otherwise, I don't think they don't have any special unit upgrades. So in space combat, they are mostly very ordinary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that as a small weakness for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A strength for me, the home system.
Yes.
A 4/4 planet. It's the second highest home system. Only Lysix have a planet with more resources.
It's 5/0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Barony have a 4/1, but then it's the best together with Nomad. But it's flexible, so if you get spend objective or resources or influence objectives, you have a good system there.
Yeah.
So I think it's a one planet home system.
Yeah.
A great strength.
To only have a single planet,
yeah.
Because you only need to protect that single planet, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The starting fleet is also a strength. I think. Yeah, they have a big strength in ground combat, and I think that could also. When you have that strength, you can use more of your focus on space combat. So you don't have to build up a massive ground combat fleet because you are so strong there, and then you could overcompensate in the space combat. So the ground combat strength could also make it a little strength in the space combat. I don't think Yin is the only race that doesn't have any unit upgrades. I think there's also others.
Yeah.
And with the commander, then you can take whatever other players have taken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you research or do you gain? I actually forgot that.
I think you research and you sacrifice an infantry, and then you can research what other players have ticked.
Yeah.
And skipping the prerequisites.
Yes.
So if you have ticked Cruiser 2, then I can just tick Cruiser 2 for the sacrifice of one main infantry. So we could get a lot of unit upgrades.
That's a good way to get them. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And get up there.
Yeah.
So whether that commander is a strength also.
Yeah.
So we can compensate. Do we have? Then you can say a little bit.
Yeah, I think the flagship is a big strength for them. The good old Van Hauge flagship. And always makes an interesting game. I think everybody is watching. Where is that ship going, or where is it parked, and what are you trying to protect when you park it there? So I think that is a strength because it definitely changes how other people are playing or positioning their units near that flagship. And should we mention what it does, just in case?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever the flagship is destroyed, all other ships in that system is also destroyed, including Jens' own.
Yeah.
So it's a big bomb out there.
It clears out the sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very efficient.
Very efficient. Yeah. I don't see it as a strength.
You don't?
No.
No.
I have written. I would not build it every time.
No.
No. I think experienced players could play around that. You send in that neighbor sends in a decent fleet, make sure that it takes out the Van Haug, and then everything is cleared, and then the next player comes and go down with the carrier full of ground forces because the sky is empty.
Yeah.
So
that's a risk. I agree.
Yeah, and it moves slowly, so yeah. You could build it over your own home system, but I think it's fairly easy to get around.
I think it's harder when it's the home system. I think usually it's mostly one other player who can reach another player's home system with a decent fleet. And then I think the Van Hauge can remove that fleet, and then maybe some other player can come in with a single carrier and a destroyer or something, because that's in the area. Then I hope that Jens' ground combat can compensate for that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way to protect yourself from kingslaying, at least.
Yeah.
But on Megator Rex, then I totally agree. Then it's so easy for the other players to coordinate. Okay, you go in first with a small fleet, destroy that ship, and then the other. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I build it if that's an objective. I don't think I would build it otherwise.
No. Yeah.
As a rule of thumb.
Yeah. It's a good point. I think I would build it anyways, just to have it out there to see if I can position it somewhere where it can make a difference.
Yeah.
But I guess it's very dependent on the game and where we are. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a build every time for me. Not like the Nomad flag. Yeah, they have it, but yeah, I think there's a lot of other races where it's a must build.
Yeah.
Not here for me.
No. I actually got a tip from one of you guys about an alliance between Nomad and Yin.
Yeah.
So you get the promissory note from Nomad, then you can produce it for free, and then you can watch the fireworks here. Yeah. I think that
could be fun.
That could be really fun. Yeah. So thank you for mentioning that.
And Yin could fairly easy get gravity drive now. Because they can take whatever other people have.
Oh yeah, with the commander, yes. Yeah.
So that could make it for a more aggressive play with the flagship now.
Yeah.
Because almost every time, one other player have gravity drive.
Yeah.
So Yin should, I think, get that. Either way.
Yes.
So that could make the flagship a lot more interesting.
Yeah. So it's not a short-range missile; it's a long-range missile.
Yeah. It's a long-range missile. Yeah. Exactly. What do I also have? I think there was something else. Yeah, the hero.
Yes.
I think the hero is a strength.
Yes.
A big strength. Let's take it here.
Yeah.
You can commit up to 3 ground forces on 1 on 3 planets, or 3 on 1 planet, or you know the math. And you go directly to ground combat, meaning there's no PDS shots, and then you go to the indoctrination. And if you said put 1 infantry down on a planet, you could indoctrinate to a mech and take the combat from there, and you have your agent. Let's cover that also now.
Yes, sure.
The agent is in space combat. If you lose a ship, you can flip your agent and put in 2 fighters. Or if you lose a ground force, you can flip your agent and put in 2 infantry. And I would almost every time use it as in a ground combat. Putting in 2 fighters that rolls on a 9 ground combat, killing an infantry, put in 2 more infantry, then I think it's a lot more potential in ground combat. Back to the hero, if you have almost the other player have passed, then you could maybe get 3 planets with tech skips or holding on the edge, or whatever objective is out there. I think you should build yourself up to get at least a 1-pointer or 2-pointer when popping your hero. So it's it could be a game-winning hero. So I think it's really good. You make sure you have the influence when you pop your hero, so you could indoctrinate to a mech 3 times, or just to an infantry. Use your agent one of the places, and then I think you should be able to get at least 2 planets or maybe 3 planets and score a 1 or 2-pointer.
Yeah.
So a big strength that should be able to get you 1 or 2 points. So a very good hero, I think.
Yeah, because there are no restrictions on what planets you can try and take. So you can all of a sudden reach planets that you otherwise couldn't reach at all, and then that just opens up for a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and it's not it's also home systems and everything, right?
I actually don't know about the home systems, but I guess you can just do it on Malice.
Yeah.
For instance, it looks like you're looking up the home systems right now. But that is really a game changer.
Okay, yeah. Non-home planets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you said, if Malice hasn't been popped, you can just do it out there.
Yeah.
Megatol, but usually there's a lot of infantry there. So just anywhere, pick those 2 or 3 planets you need to fulfill an objective. Pop it, boom.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it's a really, really good strength. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I haven't written down any other strengths and weaknesses for Yen. We can talk about tech path and how to win. But maybe we should start with technologies.
Yeah.
I think it's very open for Yen what technologies to get. I don't think there's a direct path for anything. But I think there are a few technologies that at least you should get. And that's because we have the commander that opens up so many options for us depending on what the other players are researching. So I think you should really have your eyes open for what options do you have. But I think the Yen spinner, so we get 2 extra infantry out, is a must get as soon as possible. And then I also noticed a fun combination with Sling Relay and the Yen Spinner, because with Sling Relay we get to produce a ship at any space dock, but the Yen Spinner can actually also be activated on Sling Relay, because it doesn't say anything about when one of your units use their production capacity. It just says whenever you produce ships or units, I don't remember that, then you can actually place 2 infantry along when you use Sling Relay, and I think that's an interesting combo. I haven't tried in real play. Do you have it there?
Yeah, after you produce units.
Yeah, and you produce a ship on Sling Relay. Yeah. So that's an easy way to get 3 units out instead of just 1, and extra infantry. Yeah. So but I haven't thought about how to get there, because we need at least 1 blue prerequisite, unless some other player already researched it.
Yeah.
Then I've written Cruiser 2, because maybe I don't know how far into the blue tree we would get and get that mobility we want. But then Cruiser 2 could be, we have the green tech skip on our commander. We start with Sarween, which is yellow, and then we just need a red technology to get Cruiser 2. So that could be AI development algorithm, and then we have Cruiser 2. Yeah, that also counts as a prerequisite, right? So that then we could get that pretty strong unit out there. And then I have been back and forth on supplying with Daxiv animators or possibly transit diodes, some of the mobility or extra strength for ground combat, some of those technologies. But I think that's more yes, they would be nice to have, but would I go strictly for them? I'm not sure about that. So those are actually the technologies I have written, and it's more. I just think the yin spinner is the crucial one, not even the other faction technology, the impulse core.
No.
No. That's
If I get that secret, I would try to get another.
Yeah, a new secret, not
no.
another technology to get closer to the impulse core. No.
Yeah. A lot of the same things. A green tech in the first round, unless there's a green tech skip. But I would almost any time go for a neural motivator, I think.
Yeah.
Because of the commander, I'm not sure I have to depend so much on tech skips. But if you have a lot of tech skips, you could take Psycho and then get trade goods out of Psychoarchaeology, and you like the trade goods. So, neural or Psycho in the first round. And yes, as you mentioned, unlock the commander, get Yin Spinner. And from there, I think I would take whatever other people are taking.
Yeah.
Most often, someone would take Gravity Drive.
Yes.
And then we have our carriers that can move further. A lot of times, someone would take Cruiser 2, and then I would go there. I don't think I would go for Cruiser 2 unless someone else get it.
Okay.
I think I would see whatever. If someone takes Carrier 2, okay, I take Carrier 2. If someone takes Dreadnoughts, they are expensive, but then I think almost every time someone would take Carrier 2 or Cruiser 2.
Yeah.
And then I would go for that with the commander and sacrifice an infantry.
Yeah.
With the blue sling ray, interesting, but if someone else takes it, not for those two infantries. So I have written down Carrier 2, Cruise 2, Gravity Drive, Hyper, maybe.
Hyper, that's within reach.
Yeah, if someone else takes it, I think.
We get Rule and we have the commander unlocked.
But it's in round 3 we can get it at the earliest, or maybe in round 2 if we take ourselves. So Hyper is difficult. Because I think in round 2 you should get it, so you should double take then in round 2 and take Hyper and Yin Spinner, and you should have indoctrinated before. So but Carrier 2, Cruiser 2, Gravity Drive, if someone else takes it. And then because we are so strong in the ground combat, I would build a lot of ships, so we should win the space combat, and then the ground combat is much more easy for us. We can indoctrinate, and the mechs and the agent, as said before. So Carrier 2 with 4 fighters and 2 infantry could take a lot of planets. A ground combat, if you go down with 1 infantry, you indoctrinate an infantry from the opponent to a mech. Then you have an infantry and a mech, and the other, of course, have lost one of theirs. They have 4 infantry, let's say that. Then they are on 3 infantry. You have a mech and an infantry. The first hit you get, you sacrifice your infantry, pop your agent, put down 2 more infantry, and then there's a mech and 2 infantry and 3 or 2 infantry on the other side. So I don't think the math is. I don't think it's impossible to take a planet with 4 infantry when you go down with 1.
No.
So
unless you're really unlucky with the dice, then it's definitely an option.
A 1 against 3, I think it should be a win. So you don't have to fill in that many infantry. So fill your carriers with fighters and your Cruiser 2s with fighters. So a lot of fighters and not that many infantry if you are able to indoctrinate.
Yeah.
So win the space combat. Get that. Fighter 2. No. But the carrier 2, a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
And then get to the ground combat, and then it should be an easy ride.
Yeah.
And with that, you also. The reason I want the second space dock out is you can build further away, but also you can build twice in a round, and for that you also like the command tokens. And you have Sarween, you have Yin Spinner, so every time you build, you get value for 2 resources.
Yeah.
And that's almost the price for a command token.
Yeah.
And those infantry from Yin Spinner you could place anywhere. So if you're on Megatol, build twice, put in 4 infantry on Megatol.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I want the second space dock out also.
Yeah.
And you need the command tokens, we like that, and yada yada yada. But yeah, you get resources out for 2 every time you build.
Yeah.
And it's almost a command token worth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we start with Sarween tool, so we don't even have to pay for that technology. So
exactly.
That's how the math fits.
Yeah, we start with the Sarween.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you said, if we really don't get the Yen Spinner, then transit, if someone else get that, we should get a lot of infantry out. So with the transit you could place them. Fly them anywhere, right? So carrier 2, cruiser 2, Yen Spinner, neural or psycho, and then I think you are a good place.
Yeah.
In a good place.
Yeah, and then we focus on producing more units instead of researching technologies just for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Should we talk just a little bit about Impulse Core? I think we just mentioned that we are not really interested in it. Maybe just elaborate a little bit on why we don't like it. So basically, we get to sacrifice a unit at the start of a space combat, right? So we can destroy a
start of a
destroyer.
space round, right? But
so we can destroy a destroyer or cruiser
in the start of the space combat. Yeah.
In the start of a space combat, yes. Yeah. So will you elaborate a little bit on?
It's a 2 yellow prerequisite.
Yes.
We need the yellow tech skip or another yellow tech to get there, and it's cool. You can make the hit at the start of a space combat instead of after a round, as you can with devotion. So it's just because I don't see why we should go down yellow and just for and I think just looking on the tech here on my phone.
But I also think it introduces an interesting dilemma, because so you bring in some destroyers, they hit on a 9, so you're not likely to produce a hit with them. So you are guaranteed a hit, which is a good thing. But you are also weakened afterwards. Yeah. So if you do it too much, then you have nothing left really, anyways.
And it's the opponent that
who gets to decide.
Yeah, decides to hit.
Yes.
So if it was Yin who could place the hit, a lot more interesting. More interesting at least. They could just take out a destroyer. Brr.
Yeah, and then it's
so then it's a destroyer for a destroyer, and then why?
Yeah. So it's more efficient against some dreadnought factions, for instance. And if we have a direct hit action card, then they could take. I'll sustain that hit. Yeah, and now you destroy it.
So really situational. They just have destroyed a dreadnoughts, and you have a direct hit on your hand, and then you take up to there, and no.
So it's too hard to get it, and the value if you get it is just both situational and you're hurting yourself at the same time.
So I would much rather skip that secret with 2 racials than going for it.
Yeah. Unless we really have that yellow tech skip, and then we could get it just in one.
In a Christmas land.
In a Christmas land, yes.
Yeah. So I don't think it's any good.
No. If you don't already own the game, then you can get it through one of the affiliate links in the video description below. There are links to both Twilight Imperium and the Prophecy of Kings expansion. And if you buy it through one of those links, then I will get a small commission and you support the channel at no extra cost for you. So thank you if you do. The last topic is how to win. And we have already covered it a little bit, at least with the hero. That gives us potential to score some good points that would otherwise be hard to score, at least for most of the factions.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or should I say a few words?
I could say,
yeah.
I think it's a recap. I think we have covered a lot of it. With the commander, the Omega commander, I think that Yin now is really flexible. I think they're a good candidate for the win. The home system is, as I said, 4 influence or 4 resources. Then you have positioned yourself good for those objectives. The resources or influence spent. You are really good at holding planets. You are good at reinforcing the planets. If you get the Yin spinner, as it's fairly easy to get, so I think it's a must-have. And with that, you can reinforce your planets much easier than any other race, and you can use your indoctrination when people go down. So I think you're good at holding planets, and by that, in my opinion, then if you focus a lot more on winning the space combats and not taking so much ground forces, then I think you could win those space combats you need and go down on the planets, and then you have them.
Yeah.
And with the commander, we are able to reach for carrier 2, cruiser 2, whatever takes us out there.
Yeah.
That was, I think, a big Achilles heel for Yin before, because they start with the yellow, and they should take a lot to get there.
Yeah.
But now when they have the possibility to carry a 2 or cruise 2 in particular, then I think they are not that handicapped to being able to win the space combat. And the ground combat we are good at.
Yeah, really good at. Yes.
Yeah, and the hero, as we have mentioned, it should be a point giving hero, and thereby could be a winning hero, game-winning hero. It should net you 1 or 2 points, and that's. I don't think you can say that with a lot of heroes.
No,
not all heroes, and I don't think it's that many. So I really think that the Achilles heel is the trade goods, but I think that Achilles heel is a lot of races have.
Yeah.
And the structures, a lot of. I don't think we're worse off on the trade and the structure objectives than a lot of other races.
No.
So I think with the commander, the new commander, and the home system, I think we are a good contender.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I would emphasize is that we should really have some trade goods or influence available at all times to use the indoctrination ability.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps your opponents at bay, because we just get so strong. And if we even have 3, so we can indoctrinate an infantry for a mech, then that is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because usually most of the factions don't have that many ground forces on a planet or bring that into combat. So we just need to have 2 or 3 influence or trade goods available at all times.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
And as a counter of that, some of your neighbors might prioritize to only putting mechs down on planets next to you, and then you can't use your indoctrination. But they also might need their mechs other places. If they have a mech there, then okay, then I put down 3 or 4 infantry or a mech from the get-go. So yeah, you can't indoctrinate a mech, so you also have to maneuver around that. But still, I think Yin is a pretty good race.
Yeah.
Now.
It's very overall a pretty good race, and I played them recently.
Yeah.
And what I didn't really like that game in particular, but what I liked about the Yin was that their abilities came into use often during the game, where other races, well, maybe you use it once or twice during the game, but you use indoctrination and devotion and your agent all the time, and possibly the commander whenever technology is played. So, and I think that's a good thing also.
Yeah.
So all I like the combination of abilities for Yin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to play Yin again. It's been a while, so I would enjoy playing them again to see if they are that good as I think they are.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things about making these faction guides. That is, when you're really prepared to present it to you guys, then I said, I want to play these guys soon. I really like when that happens.
Yeah.
And I remember that with Nomad and Ghost most recently. So it sounds like you have it with Yin. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And I also think it's a fun race. There are some of the other races. Kind of. Yeah. The Winnow, when we talked about them, it's. Yeah, I remember we talked about not using their abilities. You have to lay low and kind of playing them like a vanilla race just to keep yourself alive, to pop your hero. And it's just not interesting.
No.
But here there are a lot of flexibility and deterrent to your opponents, and so you get to use your racial abilities quite a lot with these guys, and that's the fun part, I think, with their race, that you can use their unique abilities.
Yeah.
So I think they are a fun race to play.
Yeah. Cool. Do you have anything else you would like to add? Otherwise, I think we are more or less there.
Nope. I think we covered it all. Cool.
Well, jamen, that was. I think that was really good, and I hope you liked it as well. No, I actually like when we disagree, because I think that gives some extra details and stuff. But this time we actually agreed, and that felt good also in some other way. But I still hope that you guys got something out of it.
Please leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. What do you like about Yin, and how do you play them? And have you made a true enemy by taking one of your neighbor's planets adjacent to the home system in round 1?
Let's hear about it.
Yeah, let's hear about it. And as always, please like and subscribe the video. And you can support the channel by becoming a Patreon member. You can even become a YouTube member now. And give a super thanks if you really like that. That's just a one-time payout if you don't want a subscription. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for inviting me into my own house.
Yes, you're so welcome. And thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.